Welcome to Portsmouth Football Club, a football club driven by history, passion and its supporters. A club that has been driven into almost non-existence, dragged through the dirt, yet now is on what seems to be the long road back to where the club belongs. Ask anyone related to the club, the fans, the behind-the-scenes staff. There were days that you would have believed that you may have woken the next day to see the club will have disappeared off the face of the earth. But here the club is today, still stood tall amongst others that have fallen to a similar depth of low. There is a lot of people that would never have believed we would achieve what we have done so far under fan ownership, and I'm also sure that there will be many others that will continue to disbelieve. But after a magnificent season, it has become apparent that we are Portsmouth Football Club and we're on our way back.
Thoughts on the game? I thought the best team won. I thought Crewe dominated the game second half. I thought they were bright, they were inventive. They looked like a team probably chasing promotion. We looked like a team probably playing the season out, you know.
It was a goal 13 minutes from time that saw a disappointing performance match up to the end result. It left Portsmouth scratching their heads and wondering if they would reach their target with the automatic promotion hopes taking a blow. Fans were far from happy, and it soon became apparent when boos rang around the stands with jeering coming from every angle of Fratton Park. There was nowhere possible that the players or management could have hidden. It was that very negative response from fans that saw a very positive return from the team. 2 away games followed, one being midweek where we saw a 2-0 victory over Crawley Town.
There's a header from Burgess, and he's headed it into the back of the net. Here come Pompey again, with Carl Bennett, edge of the box, tries a shot, into the back of the net.
And the following Saturday, where Portsmouth put 4 goals past Colchester United. The boys returned to home turf, yet again putting a lot of minds at ease. A 4-0 win over Grimsby Town kept Pompey in an automatic promotion spot. In third position, they were 6 points clear of Carlisle, who began to see a negative run in form. It fell just 2 weeks after the miserable defeat at home to Crewe, where over 1,000 fans travelled to Stevenage. Long beyond the final whistle, it would never have been apparent that Portsmouth had lost the game 3-0. Stevenage had leapfrogged both Luton and Crewe to narrow the gap for an automatic promotion spot. The fight was on. 2 days on from defeat at Stevenage saw speculation arise about the possibility of a takeover at Portsmouth. It had almost been 4 years since the Portsmouth Supporters Trust had taken charge, so obviously, excitement began to build at the thought of someone declaring their interest in wanting to take over the club. But on the pitch, Pompey went back to winning ways. A steady 2-1 win over Newport with goals from Bennett and Naismith.
1-on-1, and in form Bennett finds the net for Pompey. They're working it well inside the box here, Pompey. Clipped in towards Naismith. There's the header.
And it was on the following Saturday where Portsmouth saw over 1,000 Pompey fans travel over a 600-mile round trip to Hartlepool. Yet again, the travelling Blues fans weren't to be disappointed with a fantastic performance.
He's got Amond ahead of him. Takes on the forward, delivers the ball. There's
Naismith, what a goal that
and it's in! Shot cannons off at the defender. Cal Naismith again, slips it to Gary Roberts, who must score! And he does score!
It was a game that saw Portsmouth steer 8 points clear of Luton, who had replaced Stevenage in 4th position. But another solid performance at home had Evans, Naismith and Jamal Lowe on the score sheet. The final score was Portsmouth 3, Yeovil 0. With the Yeovil game over, we could call the period that followed next the calm before the storm. A way to describe it would be heartbreak, so it meant for many that the game which fell on Good Friday wasn't just a normal league game, not for either team. Should Plymouth have won and other results gone their way, they would have been promoted at Fratton Park. All this meant was, not only the fans, but probably everyone associated with the club didn't want to have Plymouth gloat their success in front of everyone again, an exact repeat of last season. Nerves built on the build-up, and it was sure to be a tasty game, like it always has been against Plymouth. A sold-out and rocking Fratton Park witnessed a game that saw both teams prove that they belonged a division higher.
And it's a goal for Plymouth Argyle! Plymouth take the lead in the big League Two clash.
At the Plymouth defence, here's Baker on. Bennett on the left-hand side, good low cross into the air.
Goal! And keeper, and it's in! It's Gary Roberts from close range. The keeper didn't deal with it.
With the game ending 1-1 and, of course, results not going their way, it meant that Plymouth would not be rubbing success in the face of Portsmouth for a consecutive season. At this point, it wasn't only Fratton Park that had sold out. A day trip to Nottingham and a promotion party was on the cards. The buzz kicked in the night before. For many, the feeling was like being a kid on Christmas Eve again. It almost felt like it would be inevitable now, that Portsmouth would finally be closing the door behind them on the 4th Division. It felt like if it wasn't Notts County, it would probably have been at home to Cambridge the next Saturday. Over 4,000 Pompey fans took to Nottingham for the game. But just like Plymouth, it wasn't just our own result we needed to focus on. Luton were away to Mansfield Town, and for Portsmouth to have seen promotion at Meadow Lane, they were needing to win their game with Luton dropping points. Nottingham had nothing to play for, and that was clear. You could see the difference in the sides. And when only 13 minutes in, they had the chance to send the hearts of many racing.
He's been tripped! Penalty to Portsmouth! Responsibility falls to Gareth Evans, who slides it into the net and steams away to those Pompey fans. He punches the air into light.
The game started to even out, but the first half came to a close. With Luton 1-0 down, as it stood, Portsmouth were promoted. The second half underway, it only took 6 minutes for Notts County to find a way back into the game. The atmosphere remained lively for a few moments. A chorus of "Play Up Pompey" rang out, but the atmosphere seemed to dampen. The other result was filtering through, and it appeared that Luton had equalised through Danny Hilton. Jamal Lowe, one of our January signings, replaced Cole Baker in the 70th minute, the score still at 1-1. Something surreal was coming. It took Jamal just over 5 minutes to make an impact.
In front of those 4,000 Pompey fans, Jamal Lowe has scored his second Pompey goal.
And again, on the 90th minute, Jamal became a Pompey hero.
Jamal Lowe, nonchalant, fantastic, brilliant. Pompey will be promoted at this rate, and it's a second for Jamal Lowe, a third for Pompey, and that surely wraps things up here in Nottingham.
Luton drew, and that was it. Portsmouth were promoted.
How do we get there? I don't know. How do we get there? I don't care. All I know is Pompey's on the way. We're on the way! League One! We're on the way!
For many, the party carried on late into the night. The Pompey team arrived back and partied with fans and staff at the Victory Lounge into the early hours of the morning. I'm sure there were plenty of sore heads the next day, but this was the time for a quick reality check. Was there due to be one final twist in this magical fairy tale? There were 3 games remaining, 2 of which were at Fratton Park, and coming into their first of 3, Portsmouth were only 5 points behind first place Doncaster, who had lost form over the previous weeks. Cambridge were battling to find a playoff position, and unfortunately had their hopes dented when the Blues put 2 past them to see the game off 2-1.
After 20 minutes, and it's the time to get the party started. Strikes up left-footed. Oh, what a goal! Brilliant stuff! A simply sublime strike.
Doncaster could only do so much as draw in their game, so the gap between them and Pompey grew closer. And it was at Mansfield where Pompey were going to finish their last away fixture in this League 2 campaign. Tickets for the away fans understandably sold out within 2 hours, and a 56th minute goal from Baker to see off the home team, it finished 1-0.
Cole Baker, left-hand side of the penalty area.
Goal.
Shoots!
Yes.
And it's in! It's a goal! It's Cole Baker!
Plymouth replaced Doncaster, who lost their game, which meant now Portsmouth were only 2 points away from possibly winning the League 2 trophy. It would be a lot of hard work, but it now felt real. It felt like Pompey could actually do it. Off the pitch, there was a lot of hard work going on too. Michael Eisner came to visit shareholders at Guildhall to explain what his future strategy and plans for the club were. All that was left now was the time needed to allow shareholders to vote on whether they were to sell the club to Eisner. Also off the pitch, there was a lot of preparation to be done with the team for their final home game. The final training session for the squad fell just 2 days before their game against Cheltenham. Every player was put through their paces, but Saturday could not come quick enough. Cheltenham at home, a sunny day and a packed out Fratton Park. What more could you want? I don't know if it was the excitement, but kick-off time quickly approached. There were 3 games to take note of today, which included our own, and the others being Doncaster against Hartlepool along with Grimsby and Plymouth. Plymouth and Doncaster kicked off their games at around 5 o'clock, but there was about a 5-minute delay between their kick-offs and ours. It was shortly after kick-off that saw a celebration matching up to what it's like amongst fans when a goal was scored. News filtered through that Plymouth had gone 1-0 down early on. Hearts racing again, we just needed to score.
For Evans, no ball across the area, and it's an own goal.
It was an own goal from O'Shaughnessy on 13 minutes that saw Pompey take the lead. Half-time came and the atmosphere was unreal. Plymouth a goal down with Doncaster winning. It meant that Portsmouth sat in second while Doncaster took the top spot. The second half at Portsmouth saw Bennett and Naismith score before the news came through about Hartlepool equalising.
Cuts inside, skips past a couple of challenges. Bennett goes all the way, deflected and in. Options to his left and right. Bennett plays it. Kai Naismith, who makes it 3-0.
Lowe scored again at Portsmouth, taking it to 4-0, with Gareth Evans converting from a penalty to take the goal count up to 5. By this point, news spread around about Plymouth getting their equaliser, but for fans it was irrelevant. With fans in party mode, they even joined in with Cheltenham's goal celebration when they got one back. But yet again, they were soon celebrating a goal of their own, with Naismith finishing the job, scoring Pompey's 6th.
It's Cheltenham defence, and Naismith's never going to miss that one. A lovely finish.
Chants of Hartlepool echoed across the ground at Fratton Park. They had scored a winner that would hopefully have seen them stay up in the Football League on a final day miracle great escape. And it was Doncaster's result that filtered through first. Now the fans were just relying on the Plymouth score. Full time, fans flooded onto the pitch, and that was it. Plymouth had finished 1-1, and Pompey, doing it the proper way, had won the league. An incredible ending to the season, and one of the best seasons that Pompey had played out for a fair few. To a lot of people, I'm sure these celebrations may never match up to those that the City would have seen when they won the FA Cup back in 2008. But this was something completely different. This was Portsmouth putting out a statement that fan ownership can work, and that they are finally back on track. This season will be one to remember. This is the start of a new chapter for the club, possibly with new owners and possibly without. Whatever the outcome will be though, for now, we're Portsmouth City, we're on our way back.
Something dropped into Portsmouth today. Michael, what have you got for the fans? Wow, wow.